All right, Vinny, let's roll.
All right. Well, hello, everyone. It's Tuesday, February 12th, and it's our weekly Rock Your Life team call. So I like to start this team call with some gratitudes or wins or losses or however your week's been. So who wants to start off with a few gratitudes? Anyone? Anyone?
Got something.
Go ahead, Katja.
So Alex on Dave's team posted a training about a contact manager. It's called Trello. And I've been over the past week just working on it and adding all my contacts in it. And it's so awesome. I'm super grateful for that tool because now I have all my random pieces of paper that I had, all my books, all my business card holder contacts from over the years, all in one spot. And it's super easy to do. It's free and it really helps me with my follow-ups and reaching out. And I have a list of, I don't know, there's like 250 people. I don't even know who they are that I can reach out to because I have their name somewhere. So I'm super grateful that she shared that. It's posted in ISA, in Dave's team. ISA, what's it called?
M2M.
M2M. And if you just search for Alex, A-L-I-X, you'll see it. It's posted up there. Super cool.
Awesome, Katja. Can you post that in the comments as well? So people can see where we're looking. Anybody else have any gratitudes, wins, losses, smiles? Anyone?
Grateful I got to steal away for a couple of days with Miss Jen Valadez, my soul sister, and spend a couple of days in Zion. So,
you're already back?
Already back. That was quick, right?
That's actually a shocker to me because normally when she gets away to Utah, she says she's going to be gone for a day or two, and it's like 2 weeks she comes back. So it's a win for me.
I'm grateful for Super Saturdays. And just having that community feel, and also hearing so many people's stories that are just incredible, makes me feel like, oh yeah, I should be sharing more.
That's awesome, Wendy. Thanks for that. Anybody else have any wins? Laura?
Speaking of Super Saturday, there's going to be one this coming. When is it? Is it this? Oh, it's the 23rd. It's the 23rd in St. George, Utah. So if anybody's this part of the world, then we would love to have you with us.
And I think Laura has something to say. Could you unmute her, babe? Or have her unmute herself? I don't have the technology on my computer.
There we go. Is that good? Yeah. So I'm just super grateful for Super Saturday too, and just really the community in itself and everybody in here and the support and love that is just shown by everybody just blows my mind. You know, I had somebody enroll, and she hasn't even been in a week, and she's already consultant, and I'm just so psyched for her. She is just rocking this, and just I'm so grateful for everybody here. So.
No way. Seriously?
Yeah.
How did I miss that? Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm grateful for that too. Thank you.
That's very cool to hear, and it's so great when we get to help people and then in turn see them help others. It's just it's a great feeling. I call it a paycheck for the soul. So it feels really good. And with that said, we're going to start this call now. I hope Jojo hit record. And we're going to bring in the beautiful Wendy from the East Coast where it's cold. And she's going to talk to you about some things she learned and some things that she thinks you should know. So, it's all you, Wendy.
Thank you, Vinny. And Jojo, thank you for the opportunity to share this with you. I just felt like it's something that might be helpful for you or somebody else in your team, but who here is sharing or loving the Forever Pack? Show of hands. For ease, okay. Who here has started, like, has some wording and verbiage that they like to use to reach out to people for the Forever Pack? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, Jojo does, but a lot of people don't, right? And then, so what I came across was that, like, another reason for power of events is that I ran into this woman who I assume is a millionaire, at NYKO, Bonnie Richards, and I met her at a university in Action. I ran into her at NYKO, reconnected with her, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, did you hear about the Forever Pack?" And she's like, "No, I didn't." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, you need to know about this." So I did a quick debrief on her on the benefits of it. And she's like, "Oh my gosh, you need to tell me about it." And I gave her the information. And then a couple weeks later, she came back to me and she said, someone in our team came up with a playbook, a Forever Pack playbook with all types of ideas for scripts on how to reach out to people in different scenarios, like someone who has gone inactive and you want to re-engage with them. What do you say? Someone who you've pestered in the past and don't know how to re-engage. So I wanted to share that with you to see if that's something that could be helpful, because I know that I see the power of the Forever Pack. I know not everybody does, but and it's so simple. But then the question always is, what do I say to people? And then if anyone's like me, I can overthink things, and then I become paralyzed, and then I just don't say anything. Am I allowed to screen share? Okay, cool. So I'm just going to show you what this is. And okay. So this is something that her team came up with, and she shared it with me, and I didn't really pay attention to it, but once I opened it up, I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I was looking for. So this is the Forever Pack playbook. It's an 18-page step-by-step guide, but totally answers all the questions. So I love how she gets it. You know, the most important product Isagenix offers is 100 BV. So here we go. And then she just, the team talks about what this lifestyle is. Basically a bottle of Isagenesis and 2 canisters of Isoline shake. Simple. And then the 10 reasons they broke down for building with the Forever Pack. It's simple, it's affordable, duplication, it's mind-blowing science, no objection to the auto ship. Auto ship stays on, monthly order basket goes up and up and up. True story. Minimal product coaching. That to me should be like number one. I don't want to talk about poop. Miracle manager making machine. She loved this. She's like, you can become manager. You can earn, you share with 2 people and we help those people refer 2 people, and you get $500. And she's like, why not do it in 30 days? Why wait 60 days? Anyway, she was super excited about that. And another reason for building with Forever Pack is 100 BV will set you free. And it really is true network marketing. So it's something that the average person can do. So here's some different scenarios. I'm not going to go through them by detail, but I just want to so that you guys are aware of what's available to you. And I love how this team put together helpful hints. I don't know if she was taking notes when we were chatting, but I felt like she listened to what I said and understood that. So first time exposure, and you basically modify it to whatever feels good for you. I'm so grateful for something that's come into my life that has had such a tremendous impact on my energy and health. I'm so excited about the science behind this. it is truly cutting edge in the anti-aging field. If I were to send you a short video that explains it, would you watch it? If not, no worries. I hope you're awesome. And just tweak it to whatever fits, whatever feels right for you. And then there are different ways to share that if you need some ideas or some springboards. And then someone who's asking what you're doing or responded or like to post. This was nice because I see a lot of, I'll post and then if people like or maybe comment, I don't do anything. So these are some ideas for what to say when you private message them. Thanks so much for liking my whatever type of a post it was. It's the Isagenix that I've been taking for the past 7 years that has, well, however long it has been, that slowed down my aging. If you're interested, I can send you information on the science behind the 2 products I recommend. It's totally simple, affordable, and the science of how it impacts your body is awesome. If I send you a link to a video which explains it, would you watch it? Or, hi, so-and-so, I saw you liked the post that I made about health and wellness. It's something I've got a lot of passion about. If I share a video with you, would you be open to taking a look at it? Simple, so simple. Ideas for what to say to healthcare professionals, a prospect who has been in the team page for a long time. I definitely have some of those, and I don't know what to say to them. And then even going back to someone who previously was like, oh, I can't afford the 30-day system or whatever. Inactive customers. How many pages of inactive customers do you have? When I saw this, I was like, this is a gold mine. I can just reach back out to all these people, and instead of wondering what to say, I'll just borrow this instead of staring at my inbox. What do I say? Hey, so-and-so, I hope you're doing well. I want to reach out and see if you would be interested in revisiting Isagenix with me and letting me show you an easy plan that people are getting amazing and life-changing results with. It's super simple, based on truly breakthrough science, and very affordable to get started. If I send you a short video, would you watch it? Love to hear what you think. And then a great reminder, you might want to add a photo with your invitation, or even share it as a voice message. Record yourself and so that people hear some excitement, and practice it so it doesn't sound like you're reading. Terminated or non-renewed associate. Got some of those. So there's some examples. And what happens if someone says no thanks to receiving a video? That doesn't really happen often. It's usually just crickets for me, but thanks. You still thank them and move on, which is great, you know. If they don't respond to your invitation, don't send another text, just move on. And then when they say yes, send the video link, and she gives you some verbiage there. And you can take a look at that. And then once basically you're sending the link, and you want to set up the you want to set up a follow-up afterwards. So after you send the link, you can set up a message thread. I would personally ask if it's okay to introduce them to a friend of yours that either maybe they're related, they have similar interests. If you've been using the products for a while and you just found someone who has a similar interest or background as your prospect, then that would be a reason why. Or if you're brand new, then just say, I'm brand new to this, and I would love to have my friend here to answer questions because I'd like to know too. I'm learning. So then she goes over third-party calling and edification, which is great to review. Here, there you go. If you're new, it's what you say. If you're more seasoned, oh my gosh, I love this. So if you're new and you want to connect them to your upline and say, hey, I look forward to hearing your impressions after you watch the video. I'm still pretty new with this myself, so I'm bringing a friend into this thread who has helped a lot of people, including me, and will certainly be able to answer any questions you might have. I'm adding him or her to this message. That's it. Oh my gosh. I don't have to keep thinking of what to say again. And then this is for someone who who's been using Isogenics for a while. I'm excited for you to watch the video. Would love to connect with you and hear your impressions, blah, blah, blah. I'm also adding my friend. She has helped a lot of people and has an amazing story to share as well. And then checking in with delayed people. Oh, so a hint is give it a rest and don't be a pest. They aren't as excited as you are yet. But someone told me a good rule to follow up would be like 2 days later, and then 2 weeks later, and then 2 months, and then 2 months, 2 months, 2 months until you get an answer. Follow-up discussion. Then third party, that sort of thing. So this is great if you don't have access to a third party upline. These are some great questions that you can ask. And then how to handle some of the objections. And then this is just a resource for the enrollment form. And then this is an example of sending a welcome email if you choose to. And then this is some information on Forever Pack presentation. So this playbook I found was a good resource if you have a new business builder or a new sharer that explains some of the background and does a lot of the legwork for you. And especially if you're not in the start group, and how do you reach out to people, or you know someone who is in the start age group but just doesn't know how to share with people, this is perfect. So this is something that Dave had posted in before, and it's all right here. So what are the benefits that a start person could find? And then this just goes over the website for people who are brand new, and just as a reminder where the training videos are and where the documents are. So you don't have to reinvent anything. Opportunity Zoom call information, morning calls with Lenny, and then other resources and images if you want to use. And this was really cool. I was like, oh, I was actually wondering where does isogenesis, how far does it travel? So this is a quick reference. It's available in certain countries. Some of them is still product B, and then not yet in these countries. Good to know. Where's Puerto Rico? Oh, it's not on here. Okay. So I hope that's helpful, just so that you have a reference. Stop screen share. So if you, I haven't been successful in sharing it as a group because it doesn't come up nice, but if it's okay, I could put it in the file section of Rock Your Life. Amanda Lunt says she sets up the follow-up call before she sends the link. Yes. And that is something that I would love to master. So yeah, I mean, that just makes sense to just ask it before you send that video over.
And to say really when, if I sent you the video, would you watch it? That's great. When would you have 22 minutes to watch the video? Sometime this weekend. So if I contacted you on Monday at 1, would that be a good time? So pre-setting that up right then before you send it works.
Perfect. Perfect. So I'll do that. I'll put that in the file section so you guys can look at it and think about it and share it with anybody who you might think could use it. And how many people are using three-way Zoom calls or three-way calls for the Forever Pack? Show of hands. Okay, cool. So then I just kind of wanted to share, I know JoJo's been super available, and I'm really grateful that you kind of reached out and just shared that you were offering it. And it came in at a great time too, because I was getting stuck on a person who just had price objection after price objection, and I couldn't give any more discounts to this kid. But what better way to handle these objections than getting him on a three-way call with JoJo and Dave MacArthur. So what I've learned with three-way Zoom calls, like I know that people have always talked about it. Yeah, the playbook is like a say, share, do for the Forever Pack and ICG, exactly. What I've learned, I know a lot of business builders edify or just talk about how powerful the three-way call is, and I used to utilize them, but I got out of it because I presented it as a three-way phone call, so people would never show up because they felt like they were going to get ambushed. So I've been using it. Actually, JoJo has suggested to reach out to past business builders. So I've kind of used that. And what I've learned from that, I just kind of reach out and say, hey, I see that you're engaged in the page, or you posted something about getting back into isogenics. Would it be helpful for you to do a three-way Zoom call with a millionaire who we can go over your goals and come up with a game plan? Most often, I haven't gotten a no yet. They're like, oh my gosh, that would be awesome. And so what I've learned from these three-way Zoom calls is that I actually didn't know my downline, and I didn't even know where they lived or what their profession was. But through the Zoom calls, I was like, oh wow, it's just as simple as let's get to know you. And that's sad, but I just didn't have a system. I love that JoJo has been there to field all these questions that come up. And what we've been able to discover is that I kind of expected that some of my team members knew the comp plan, but there's some basics that are completely missed, or we just assume that they know it or understand it. And it's been super helpful to do a Zoom call because JoJo will pull up the slides about the comp plan and visually show it to people so that they actually understand it. And what they find extremely valuable is that they're getting that personal attention and they're getting their questions specifically answered. And when Dave and JoJo did a three-way Zoom call from me, asking the challenging questions, what have my challenges been? What are my goals? I didn't really have them, but now I desire to have more natural consultants. I've gotten to consultant, but it's artificial. I order a lot of stuff so I can keep some people active on my own, and I don't want that. I want to just have enough product in my house to never have overflow, and I want more natural consultants. And I'm getting that now with this. The Forever Pack, the sales cycle is so slow. It's condensed. And Laura has been a huge example of this. She started before the Forever Pack came out. She started on a 30-day system, and she started getting excited, and I was like, oh my gosh, we're doing this Forever Pack thing. Let's get on a call. And she doesn't know who JoJo is. She doesn't know who Dave is. But I'm like, hey, let's just give you the intention that you need. And honestly, I never had a system that I could lead someone with, because I was overwhelmed, and I was like, well, how do I like insert everything that I have, like take everything that's in my brain, all the years of learning and training, and put it into somebody else's brain. I don't even know where to start. So the fact that I don't have to do that, it's just like, what are your goals? Who are 10 people who come up into your head? Share this video with them. Share your excitement about the nutrition and plug us in as soon as possible. And that's what happened. Like, just to have that. And right away, Laura was able to see it wasn't just me. I wasn't freaked out about, like, I felt responsible when she came to me and she said, I want to share with people. I'm like, okay, great. What do I do? Like, I don't want to screw this up. I don't want to. So having experts who have been doing this for years, and been super successful at it, have them there to answer the questions. I learned a lot. And Laura saw that, she has a whole team of people who are there for support. And we're able to do that for her people. And she's already, and like, I've never brought anyone to Crystal Manager before. So this was awesome. Like, I've enrolled 83 people in the past 4.5 years, and only one of those people really took off. And I didn't do anything. I had nothing to do with it, very little to do with it. And it just like spread like wildfire. And everybody else has just been like a spouse or nothing. So, and not just, but it's like, how do I get people to share? This is like, Laura found someone who found somebody else, and Laura found this girl, Jeanette. Like, I had done a Facebook post about Laura just to celebrate her excitement. And then this girl, Jeanette, reaches out to her and she's like, oh, here's the video. Here's, like, check out this link. Jeanette checks out the top video, and then she goes and scrolls and looks at the second video. And then neither one of us, like, I'm not even in contact with Jeanette yet, but Laura's like, she wants to do the business. So, yeah. So, I mean, this is just, it was so fast. What else do yeah. So, I mean, they see the power of the community. And like I told Jeanette, I was like, I don't think you realize who you're on the phone with. So we quickly set up a 3-way phone call with JoJo. And so it was 4 of us. So Laura, Jeanette, me, and JoJo. I want to be there because I want to be able to do what JoJo's doing for people many, 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 many layers deep from me. So I can free up JoJo to help other people. And I also, like, if you understand the whole power of leverage and the whole power of like leadership and really creating that solid foundation so you never have to rebuild again, then you want to do that. You really want to do the 3-way call. It's given me way more confidence to share with other people. I find that I'm spending the majority of my time talking about the opportunity and like 0 time talking about product. And that, to me, so my mom has a 25-year history in network marketing, and she always said that her American market was so much slower because they were all about products and nitpicking about ingredients, why this, why that, how do you do this, etc. Meanwhile, her biggest leg was in Russia, where they have 0, they have nothing. They're so poor, they have like no heat, yet their business blew up because they focused on the opportunity. And she said, if I ever teach you anything about network marketing, focus on the opportunity. And I had no idea how to do that until now. So what else? So what also has been extremely helpful is that JoJo's asking the questions, and she's leading and she's following where the conversation is going and uncovering what the new person needs to know, I guess. But and like she's super reliable for following up. And I don't, doesn't happen often. Like it didn't really happen in the past where my third party would bail on me, but like that's always an option, right? But like Jojo will remind me sometimes, like, oh, are we having a call? I'm like, yes, we are. Actually. But like I also have been timid about setting follow-ups with people. But now that I know that, like, because I didn't want to be a pester or a pest to other people, but when Jojo's there, I know that questions are going to be answered. The conversation is going to move in the right direction. Goals are going to be met. People are moving forward in their business. And whatever challenges come up, there's always a way to figure it out. And what I also learned was that it's okay for people to build at a different speed. The style of the calls is really goal driven by that person who's doing, who the call is for. So for example, a lot of people who we meet, we're setting up a follow-up the following week. You know, she gives them an assignment, we set some goals, and let's reconvene next week and see how we're doing. I thought that was the norm. And then when this other girl said, like we were kind of stuck, she was really overwhelmed, and Jojo was like, well, how can we help you? How can we support you best? And she came up with it herself. She's like, I think following up once a month would be good for me. And I was like, that's not going to work once a month. I'm like, you're going to lose steam or whatever. But I'm like, it's not about me. If Jojo hadn't asked that question, my friend wouldn't have shared that. And I probably would have been spending my time like barking up the wrong tree and just bothering her. So that's what has been huge for me, is like having another set of eyes to see the conversation from a different point of view. So those are the those are really the things that I've been finding from these three-way Zoom calls. And I think the biggest thing is knowing that I'm not alone, and knowing that I don't have to know all the answers, and I'm learning a whole lot along the way. So at the risk of losing my availability with Jojo, I wanted to share that with you guys because it's been huge. So Mona, are you using three-way phone calls?
I am. Jojo and I have had several. What I started with was I made up in my mind, I'm only sending the Forever Pack video. Someone wants to lose weight. Great. If I send this video, would you check it out? Someone wants more energy. Great. If I send this video, would you check it out? Someone wants to age better, sleep better, feel better, anything under the sun. That's the only thing. That's the only tool I'm sending out as a first tool. But I went for my three-way calls and just went through my downline and asked, are you interested in learning how simple it is to get your products paid for? And then started setting up Zooms. But I don't want this to be about me. I want you so badly to go back through your numbers, because if people could hear you say how many enrollments you did to produce one person that's actually sharing with more than just a couple of people, they'll realize that their situation is very normal. Because your story sounds like a better version of my story, but it's the same story. Like, people think that they're gonna, call 10 friends and 2 friends are gonna be huge business builders. Well, they might call 10 friends and 2 people might share with a couple of people. They might have to enroll 80. How many people did you enroll?
83.
Yeah, they may have to enroll 83 people to get one person.
Yeah.
So, fun. Friends, do you hear that?
Yeah, and that was before I had a system. I mean, we had a system. We have the corporate system that's out there, but like the Forever Pack, I feel like, has just given me permission to say I can't do that and be okay with it. Like I am the average person, and I'm like, I can't do that. That's okay, but it's there for people who want to run with it, who love like these contests and stuff. And I think it's fantastic that that's even offered. But like to have more people, like Laura is sharing with a lot of people, and then now her friend Jeanette is sharing with a lot of people. And then I reached out to someone who has been using the products, but like not active, not like active status, just like less than 100 BV. And she reached out to me and she said, hey, my mom wants to do it. How do I start her on it? And then I shared with her the foreverpack.com site. And I was like, go to the second video. And then I said, share the first video with your mom, and then share this, and then watch the second video for yourself. And then there was already the conversation about the business. I didn't have to explain the business. And now she's like, oh, okay, so I can enroll my mom, and then I think I'm going to enroll my husband on the other side. So she's already thinking about being a consultant, and I didn't really have to work that hard at it. And then she's thinking of more people to share with. Go ahead.
I just think that you have such a solid business because you have enrolled 80 some odd people to find one person who really wants to share. And now that you've got a better system, you're going to find more people who want to share, and you are more comfortable talking to people about the business opportunity. You've got this amazing tool to help you talk to people. But I just think that we need to remember that we might have to enroll 80 some odd people before we can find one person who really wants to like link arms with us and share with us. And like I said, you've got an amazing, good, solid business. You've been consistent with your business over the past few years. And that's the reason why you're now at this place where you're just so much more comfortable, sharing this video and sharing the process. And I just commend you for sticking with it, because you're doing great work, one person at a time.
Oh, thanks, Mona. And maybe I've been consistent with using the products, but with sharing, I have not been as consistent. There'll be bursts where, like, if there's something where I'm finally fed up with being stagnant and I want to show up at the next event with a different rank, then I will really go to town. But I hadn't done it in an organic way before. I was like purchasing products and sharing them with people on my dime just to rank advance. And that's like total transparency. I'm like, but that's not duplicatable. I can't ask the average person to do that. They won't. So here is a way that I don't have to do that. Like, this is so much freedom. But anyway, I don't know if that inspired anybody or just, I'll just shut up.
Can I add in something? Because I love everything that you guys said. And what's important about this is that Wendy's saying JoJo's doing this with me. Wendy's saying JoJo's doing this with me. But the point of this is that Wendy and Mona are learning how to do this as we're doing this. And so this is their education time as well. So we're helping move a person forward, and in the process, they're being educated on how to do this. So then next week or next month, Wendy's going to be JoJo, Mona's going to be JoJo, and I'm going to be doing something different with another group of people. And then then Laura's going to be Wendy. And then Jeanette's going to be, right? So it's just going to move through the line of duplication. And so when we hear all the time, it's not what works, it's what duplicates. So it totally works for me to go do it my way, but if I can't teach someone else or help someone else how to do it my way, the simple system of this is easy to duplicate.
I love it. Love it.
And do you mind if I add something?
Yes, I do mind.
I'm very inspired by you basically telling the truth and being transparent about how you said you built fake consultants. And I don't know if everybody on here knows exactly what you mean by that, but what she actually did is she spent her own money to get somebody to their 100 BV point so she could rank advance, or so she created a consultant. And I will say this, being transparent as well, JoJo and I did that in the past, way in the past. And it really doesn't build a business. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because the way our compensation plan is set up, yes, it's great, all the bells and whistles, all the bonuses that are added for these big packs that we get people to purchase, but the whole entire compensation plan is built on 100 BV, 100 PV. That's what it's built on. It's built on that for a reason, because they want people to reorder and reorder and reorder and reorder. And 100 BV with the Forever Pack is very easy to attain that. I mean, you're only doing a shake a day, and your product B, your isogenesis, as they call it now. But on the other side of that, you don't have to build fake consultants, as you call them, because it's very affordable. And it was really hard, when they have some of these contests and run for Crystal Manager and Crystal Executive and all this stuff, it's all pumped up, and that's a good thing, because a lot of people do it, and a lot of people make a lot of money doing it. But on the other side of that, some people find it very intimidating and very hard to sell these very expensive packs that the company puts out, and we understand that. So you can still get to the same rank just by having people buy 100 BV, because that's what the compensation plan is built on. So
yeah.
Wendy, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for making that point. And I started on the Forever Pack 4.5 years ago because I didn't want a system. I didn't want to lose weight. But I did want to age youthfully. And I was okay with being part of the compensation plan. But then now I'm ordering consecutively 400 to 500 BV a month because our family consumes it. And, like 2 people on complete essentials with isogenesis. I mean, that's 2 accounts right there. So I need to split it up. But not everybody does. But that's just but being paid as executive would be nice. Would be very nice, I think. I don't know. Anyway, that's it. I hope.
No, paid as executive is a good thing, because you get executive matches as well. On the other side of that, it's easier to remain paid as executive if your people under you that are keeping you in that spot are only ordering or having to order 100 PV, and they're not intimidated by, oh my God, I got to buy a 30-day again, or oh my God, I got to buy a President's Pack, or what have you. They're just like, all right, I'm cool. I use my product. I feel great. I'm losing weight, and everybody wins. I mean, you said you enrolled 83 people, correct?
Mm-hmm.
83. What if all 83 of those people were ordering 100 BV a month?
I know.
That's 8,300 BV through a heavy leg. That's about 13 cycles.
So because of the Forever Pack, because of my success of people re-engaging again, especially the blue people, the blue individuals who are more about helping other people rather than being money driven. These people are like, really? It's that simple? And I'm like, oh my gosh, who else is in my organization? And I was like, oh my gosh, all these inactive people, what if they knew? What if they, so that's getting me super excited. It's a gold mine, guys.
It is. Does anybody have any questions? Thoughts?
Comments or feedback?
Comments, feedback?
Who feels?
Laura, are you trying to say something? Let me unmute you. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I'm listening to this as I have my phone next to me, and Jeanette just messaged me, check out my new post. I mean, this girl is on fire. She's got people. So I apologize. I'm paying attention, but I'm looking at my phone at the same time. It's just it's so awesome. And again, I can't say enough. And thank you guys for just being there, because it's like you said earlier. I mean, I'm learning through the whole thing as well. And it's just, it's so great. I really can't even put it into words, really.
Yeah. Even Jeanette, how excited she was getting off the Zoom call. The next time we followed up with her was so timely because it was the day after the Super Saturday. She had already enrolled her mom. Her boyfriend at home is like negative. And then she's less than a week in. So if she's hearing this negative talk in her ear for a whole time, oh my gosh, how perfect. JoJo was there to be like, been there, done that. Hang in there. And if we didn't have that call, we could have lost her, right? She would have been like, oh, boyfriend's right. This is crazy. But no, like the fact that there's that follow-up, the support for her, the team support, huge. And the fact that I didn't have to do all of that, even bigger.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. I think it's really eye-opening for people. And I know we talk three-way calls, three-way Zooms, we say it. But until you really get the power of it, you got to do a couple and see, because there is power. There is power in it.
Even do one for yourself. Do a little interview with JoJo. It's kind of scary fun.
Nobody wants to do that.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You closing us out, Vinny? Got anything to leave us with?
I don't have anything to leave anybody with. I think this was a great call. I think Wendy left us with all we needed to know.
All right, guys. Have a great week. Go rock your life. Bye.
Thank you. Can't wait to see Lori soon.